Good afternoon, free enterprise fans. Welcome to the last rematch race of this week between Zilch and Wewbear. I am Commander Leonhardt. I've joined here in the booth by Engadave and Forum Start. I can live with that. What do you think about that?
Guaranteed white mage immediately. I'm glad to have that. I'd prefer not to have my white mage be my anchor, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, if you're hoping for, the classic low agility anchor, Porum's not going to give you what you want. On the other hand, it's not that hard to find a heroine robe early on if you want to go fast anchor in the overworld.
That's very true. And with max tier 5 and wildish loot, there's going to be tier 5s everywhere for our runners.
Yeah, no 6s or 7s, so decent chance of getting that heroine robe, especially if we start off with an earth crystal. Speaking of that earth crystal, one of our objectives is to complete the Tower of Zot, and the other two are to destroy the super cannon and complete Cave Bahamut.
Nice spread of objectives here. Yep. Well, our runners are likely going to be searching high and low to complete these.
And as far as the overall team situation, this is a match between Rusty Spoons and Team Wombat Milk. Is that right?
That is correct. And Rusty Spoons, which Zilch is representing, is currently up 1-0.
Yeah, and the other race for this team started off stream, so if you are in the Free Enterprise Discord, there should be a spoiler chat there might be a spoiler chat there that you can keep an eye on and see what's going on there. But for now, stay here with us. So it really is going to depend on that starting item to a certain extent, but yeah, my first thought with this, not knowing anything about the other starting character, is set up a murder child. Give me a good bow, give me some good arrows. If I'm really lucky, give me a heroine robe and just start putting arrows in things.
Or failing that, go find a shop that sells vampires. You could hawk maybe 8 rune rings, buy 20 vampires.
Well, we got a punch mage as our second character. We've got a blue robe that is going to mix things up for us by handing off a magma key immediately.
That's probably my second least favorite starting item in this flag set.
Right? Like, in some more classic flag sets that don't have the max 5 on, this feels a little better. You can get underground and get a better chance of hitting some tier 6 or something. But yeah, about the only thing getting underground does is that the shops at least have moved up to tier 5. Now we just have more choices.
And honestly, with this part, you might want to just immediately go underground, see if you can spike the Siren Coffin combo and get some levels on that punch mage.
Right? Like, even more so than some mages. Like, Yang really suffers early on and really needs some levels to get going.
And again, starting with those 10 rune rings, you can sell 8 of them. 80 large will go a long way towards funding that early leveling.
True. And Zilch, getting the item shopping done early, checks the aggro item shop, finding some heals and some cure 3s, and would also like some bombs, which I have to feel is a commentary on this starting party. Bombs, you use them as an item, and it casts Fire 1 on everyone. At a fixed spell power, but still.
Useful for things like early alt gauntlets with a bunch of undead in them.
True. Looking at you, Ordeals. But Wewbear is first underground, heading straight to Dwarf Castle. You feel like this is not a check for the bosses, just the shops.
Yeah, we're looking for that aforementioned heroine robe, which could be in a shop. Siren Coffin combo.
Also, okay, loot.
That's
we're working on a ninja here. I got a full moon. I got a ribbon. I mean, not a ribbon. Middle.
That's a interesting looting pattern. I don't think I've seen many runners loot out the dwarf towers.
Yeah, it's a decent number of chests, but if you're not familiar with it, it can be a little awkward to walk around those towers. So it might be why you don't see it all that much. Tomra item shop showing us a Leviathan. No idea where our Iridia is. Hardwood floor finisher, I'm guessing, was the last word on Job Dwarf.
There's half the combo.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, and some silk webs. You want at least one for Zoromus, but having a couple more for any really rude bosses. Thunderclaw in the Tomra weapon shop's a good find. You like that?
Yeah, Thunderclaw's a snap buy for me in almost any flag set.
Yeah, especially one like this where there's no distinct, and well, we already have a Yang, but yeah, it's only $5,000. You can spare $5,000 for what that opens up for you. Zilch gonna take a look at some of these chests. Again, not gonna get above max 5 in the untrapped chests, but the trap chest, because of the danger of the zone, we are more likely to hit that tier 5 here than we would be in Barren Town.
And finding the trap on the first floor, you love to see it because it means you are free to loot everything else.
Yeah, and Zilch made a note of what he had found in the chests earlier and decided, I do not need to waste my time grabbing those items again. But so far, nothing. Yeah, well, strength ring, not bad. We started with 1, but we might need more. A couple of charm rods.
Yeah, we're completing the Rydia kit with that Leviathan, Charm Rod. We just need the actual Rydia.
What tier is TRR? Is that 6?
That's 5.
Oh, okay. So that's a possible grab.
Don't hate the Dragoon Lance, just not useful for this party.
No, there are exactly 2 people that care about that, and 1 person cares about it once. And there's the other half of the combo you wanted.
Yep, you got the coffin, you got the sirens, go feed Yang 2 or 3 dragons worth of XP, and everything's nice and free now.
Yeah, and that'll get Horum her useful spells. That ought to be enough for Blink, Berserk, and Exit. Diligently shopping as one does. Gungear, if we knew where a Dragoon was and we didn't already have a Dragoon Lance. Sure. It's kind of
not the worst Feymarch bosses. If we had a Cursed Ring, and that's Officer Soldier, you could take the Queen spot right now.
Or if we just found some hourglasses in one of the shops. But the coffin, yeah. If you have that cursed ring, you just gotta land the 1 coffin. But it is a bit of a tough sell right at this moment.
Also, no cursed ring. You are never getting that coffin off.
Yeah, it's a problem. In before cursed ring in one of these 4 chests. Oh well, I tried. So, looks like Zilch might be doing what I normally do with a Magma start on this flag set. Check that Feymarch freebie. Head down to the Sheila. It's a Sylph Cave, set up Sheila 1, and make my first check for bull. But we'll see. Ooh, yep, go ahead.
This is exactly what we expect to see.
Yep. And this is exactly what you were hoping for. Scramble it, and just go ahead and get those levels now. Side note for everyone at home, don't charm these dragons. It will not end well for you.
What do they do in charm? Do they just punch?
I think so. I don't remember honestly what they do, but their charm script is weird in that it's very bad for you.
Okay, now you got me curious.
Now you gotta go look it up. Zilch taking care of that dwarf shopping now. 11 levels on Yang, just from one egg.
I got curious, looked up real quick, and their charm script is they double punch.
They double punch. Wow. They go all red dragon on you.
Yep, scramble up a couple eggs, get the party into the mid-20s, and now he's going to do more than, might actually do hundreds of damage.
And suddenly has 1,000 hit points. You can handle an overworld DKC. Radio Hub's been pointing out, of course they would go red on you in their charm. They're blushing. Yeah, seems legit. I can't argue with that logic.
You see, Zilch also found both halves of that combo and going to do the exact same thing.
Yep. Wow. Any mages that Zilch runs into are really in trouble. Now, granted, you can't actually get any benefit from stacking elven bows and mute arrows. You can only target a mage weakness once, but still fun to think about. More shopping. It's funny, when you can't break tier 5 except by going in trap chests, and there's a limited amount of time you're willing to spend on such things, like, I find myself relying on shops a lot more thanks to that max tier 5. Do you find the same?
Honestly, I do. Like, I'll still grab the right early chest, but if I haven't found good stuff by like the 20-minute mark or so, we're just gonna grab the rest from shops.
Yeah. Like, at that point, if I grab anything, it's because, like, you were lying there and I haven't found the Mad Ogres on the hook route. I guess I'll take whatever's here. But, yeah, at a certain point, we're just done with looting for looting's sake. A little bit of divergence. Wewbear going straight back to Kabul, and Zilch is going to stop here and try and grab the character off Hobbs first.
Also, we did see vampires were for sale in Kabul, so if you wanted to take the Sailing the Overworld route, they're right there.
Yeah, good times. We have
a bad time.
Yeah. Also, Tier 2 healing with a heroin robe on, not impressive, but you do what you gotta do. You definitely don't have time to take it off and put it back on. Bonk. I was so busy eyeing the arrows flying into these mages that I completely missed what the full reward was.
It was Dragoon armor, not something we need right now. It was money.
That's money.
About 25 large.
I mean, as armor goes, it's better than a lot of things because of the fire or ice lightning resistance, but you're right, it's money. So let's just consider that Xenocat decided that they wanted to give us a Magma Key start and a Darkness Crystal at Sheila 1.
Apparently, she's got somewhere to go today.
Apparently. This doesn't necessarily make things fast, though, because now the potential to make wrong choices has blown up.
Can I interest you in 30-ish Sirens in a Dream?
Well, it's true. Let's go see who the characters are first, but that's definitely a potential answer. feel like you go straight from here to Baron Inn, make that character check, hopefully get through. But we'll see. Learned a long time ago that if you like feeling wrong about things, guess what the runner's gonna do next.
It's more entertaining to keep guessing, though.
It is. I mean, it's part of the thing. And see, look at that, Antlion. Who needs another character at Baron Inn? Why would I do that when Antlion's here?
Yeah, I have a murder child going pew pew and a monk. What more do we need?
Right? Yeah, I'm not at all worried about this Antlion. Check. We got that. We got what we wanted early on. Heroine bow, a heroine robe, and a decent bow. Just... Okay, this is a turtle that will not be at Cave Bahamut. So, that's a thing.
Oh, but I was hoping to see some nice, 1,500 damage waves.
Yeah. For those of you that do not know, Kanazo's wave attack is based on the amount of hit points he has left when it comes crashing down. Hey, Vanilla! So, and it's the percentage is anywhere between 4 and 6%, depending on how it rolls out for each character. So, spots with a lot of hit points, like our 7th objective, Cave Bahamut, have some very painful waves.
And then there is, there's always the ever-present meme of turtle at the element spot.
The highest hit point boss spot in the game, yes. It's an experience, to be sure. Gonna take that vanilla sand ruby. Gonna head on over and find Iridia. So, that Iridia kit that we've been assembling gets to be put to use. Also, all of the mages.
Can I interest you in 30 Sirens in a Dream?
Now we just need Tella at Baron, right?
Please.
I'm not a fan of D-Money on this flag set, but if you shoved this party in my face, I'd be like, I've got my Baron Minute chart up. I did one in practice just to say I could. Or as Xenocat's pointing out, Tella on the Moon works just as well. Oh my
in that case, you're still going for deals before.
Yes.
Playing with dragons.
Right. You do need to go up ordeals. You do need to get weak. You do probably need to take that heroine robe off of Forum, because otherwise poor Tella is going to watch her take about 3 turns before he gets around to casting a weak, and you're just going to be sad. Oh, hey, also Rosa.
More mages? Okay, so that's so we have a black mage, a summoner, white mage, and an archer mage. Go with our punch mage.
Right? It's
Bow mage?
Yeah, bow mage. Yeah. I'm here for it. This is actually gonna burn a bit. We get the fire 3 part. Oh no, okay, we're good.
Elven Bow says no.
Elven Bow does indeed say no. The elements fight is weird, y'all. One of the weirdnesses is that Rubicant is a mage, although not a mage when you fight him alone. Wewbear wanting to go to the stop because the second phase of Dark Elf is vulnerable to such things. And there it is. Nice.
And we'd rather not get punched.
Yeah, it's a punch. This is a slow spot, but it's also very punchy. So we can delay that or avoid it entirely. So much the better. But yeah, very heads up. There have been some heads up plays already. Exactly what I would expect from 2 runners of these this caliber who have been around for a while. Oh, hey, look, it's a harp.
It's our favorite check. We get this. We'll get music today.
Yeah, music. So we got eyes on 2 out of the 7 objectives. Only 6 are needed to get your crystal, and once you have that and you feel like your party can deal with it, you can go take on Zeromus. Since we have Darkness Crystal already.
Zero Cat mentioning music for mages. Now I'm trying to think what harp songs would be fitting for a mage party. Oh, Rydia's theme is in there, but that might be a little too on the nose.
Maybe is Magus' theme from Chrono Trigger in the pool? I feel like it is, so that might be our call there for that. Commentator from a certain other race would probably be lobbying for Poison Stairs, but you know, this is also someone that lobbies for Fading Harp, so you know, take what you will with that information. Yeah, Matoya Scave, I like it, Rex. So yeah, Tella or Fu up here on the moon says, hey, have you considered D-Money? Tella, we need to go to Ordeals. Fu, we possibly need to take on more bosses.
Which also means go to Ordeals.
Yeah, potentially. That's a fair argument. 3 bosses lined up in a row. Of the bosses we have access to, about the only easier bosses would probably be Mist Cave and Waterfall. But Fu has a weighted distribution of his spells. He starts out with 6 of them and gets 3 more with every boss you beat. And they're in a semi-random order, but we do try to make sure that you are more likely to see the really good spells towards the end of the list.
That is not a sage, merely a... Can we just make him an honorary jump mage?
Sure, why not? It's all mages here. Somebody said that Soma drop was Cane gear in chat a little while ago.
That Cane is fantastic for this all mage party.
Yeah, we got that Dragoon Lance. So you wanted to scramble some eggs? I'll scramble you some eggs, buddy.
That's also Lunar Valvalis protection.
Yes. The one thing a mage party fears is running into Val at a spot where she's immune to magic, and Kane will break her out of that whirlwind.
And every single spot on the moon in the LST happens to be immune to magic while spinning.
Yeah, and a few others. But yeah. And we are back to having K-Main summon Moon on, so it's entirely possible that there's a necessary key item behind a Moon boss.
I would not be surprised to see a giant omelet being made right now.
Zilch is gonna go to Ordeals now, while Wewbear is busy stabbing eggs. Or, well, we can still throw coffins. Sure. At base level, even with a Dragoon Spear and jumping, yeah. I'm not sure I would trust Kane to handle this either.
I would probably trust Kane to begin with, and we all know Kane is
well, that's true.
At betraying.
Indeed. So that's valid. Antlion wandering over to Ordeals. Not really a concern here.
Antlion on vacation from the moon, the seed.
Yep. But this spot has low stats. This is just to sucker you in the vanilla to walk across the bridge and get ambushed like, ha, you fools.
You fool, it's me, Charmvern, on the other side.
Right. Glancefern, classic.
Or a giant time waster on the other side.
Or, well, you know what would actually be horrifying, given the circumstances? Plague.
Oh, fast anchor? Yeah.
Yeah, you just reset. You're looking at your forum wearing a heroin robe, and you go, oh, well.
Yeah, you'll get your first axe and it counts at 3.
Pretty much. But yeah, you're right, Scarcer. You throw the trash can at Mylon. That's exactly what you do.
Wewbear gets thrown at some point.
Yeah, you know, there have been a lot of things that have been requested, like playable Golbez, that I'm not holding my breath on. Wewbear, meanwhile, going after an objective. And here you have to do the objectives to win the game. So Wewbear says, I got a Dragoon Spear. I got a Dragoon. Let's do this. The spot is notorious for its magic defense, so it's not at all enticing to an all-mage party.
No, I'd rather not have a mage doing 1.
Yeah. Do we have to do our objectives? Can't we just check our freebies? I mean, if only, Aaron Lore. If only we could just check our freebies and suddenly discover it was win game.
And that's how you end up with the shortest restream member.
Right. Oh, those mystery seeds. Something for y'all to check out after tournament season, if you're not already familiar, is that there's club season in between, and a lot of different clubs are doing a lot of different things each time. Some of which do mystery seeds, where the runners are trying to figure it out as you go along, and then you discover when you complete your objectives, oh hey, wow, that was my last objective, and I don't have to fight Z. But as Zilch dives into the room with our hero, we have music. Maggie the Cat and Xena Cat and Wewbear all making sure we knew that it's Ronfair from Final Fantasy XI as our music. And in the meantime,
the good news for our runners, it doesn't matter how bad the magic defense is there.
Right? Just sit there, justice, wave, wave, wave. Just need to have about 400 or so hit points. Maybe 5. Zilch, in the meantime, got through ordeals, got a rat tail. And we find a hook that can be turned in for another key item check.
And we also have the Baron key from that harp, so we did have a blue robe give us that starting key item.
We did. So this is a 50-50 of there being an objective in there, so I imagine Wewbear is going straight to turn that in and to look into that. Or, you know, you can check Miscave on the way. That's convenient.
And find Vanilla.
Okay, this is an interesting bit of vanilla here.
That vanilla and I have history.
Well, like on the flag set of the first 4 weeks, for any of you that have been watching the VODs, with no boss hunts in play, it's a little easier to fade those checks, and that could punish you.
Fading got definitely punished here.
Oh my, yes. That is an objective. Possibly leading to more because there are 2 bosses and a K main check in there. Maybe we don't need to do Baron yet. You know, you could do Zot. You know, Zot into Baron. Like, it drops you off in Baron. See also my earlier comment about predicting runners' actions and failing.
Well, in this case, you were close. It's just the side trip led to a different side trip.
Yes. Do we raid a treasury? Yes, we do. There are things we're looking for, apparently. And it's going to be max 5, so... but a very good chance of hitting that 5.
Raid that treasury!
Sure, that'd be good. Two Leviathan orbs, sure, that looks like money. Ninja sword ain't bad. We have rune rings at home, thank you very much. Of course, we have inventory boss, as one does.
Oh, don't discard the Odins. You need to sell those to the Odin only shop.
Right? But we're being warned that music is happening again. So as this Gungir shows up, we're gonna listen to Runfair one more time. And that gets wrapped up just in time for Wewbear to save before heading into the Magister spot.
With these levels, we have Quake, we have Leviathan. I don't know if there's much that stops Wewbear here.
A rude witch burn is about all that. Even so, it had to be really special rude.
Okay, this doesn't stop. This is just a noise.
No, this slows you down a little bit. I don't know that we have the damage necessary to deal all of the extra to Mom. Might surprise me, though. Mom gets extra hit points, 9,000 extra, I want to say. And during that time, if you're in that extra hit point zone, when Mom takes their action, they puff up and then explode on you with their next action after that. If you can get through all that hit points before then, you can skip the part where they explode and turn into 6 tiny bombs.
And looks like Zilch has decided to take Dwarf Castle. Stopping for a quick drink at the Dwarven Healing Pot, and
yeah, you don't see entry from there. It's loads of fun when you forget and walk out the front door and you're like, oh no. I mean, granted, who really walks out of Dwarf Castle anyway? You exit, but you can get yourself in trouble if you're not careful.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Wewbear showing that he does indeed have enough firepower to skip the explode phase. Nicely done.
And up here we have a bard. A, unfortunately, spoonless bard.
And we get a preview of what Zilch will be fighting after dealing with his Baigun. It'll be Octomom.
And behind the spoonless bard is is the guy, but still in Dark Knight form.
Her Wewbear, yes, who has not climbed ordeals. Whenever Zilch gets around to making this check, assuming Zilch does not fade Miscave until the end of the seed, then that Cecil will already be a paladin.
I honestly think the way the seed's playing out, yeah, you can make a case for just never taking the Cecil.
Funny that you would have karate here. Granted, there's enough power here that you don't really need the outscript, but I still appreciate the irony. I mean, I will almost always take a Cecil. Even if I don't have a stick for him, there are just a lot of spaces where cover just comes in really handy.
That's very fair.
I've had seeds where I've been perfectly happy to let the group of mages destroy the things. Now, yeah, granted, you're now vulnerable to a Val situation, where you then have to turn around and rely on Cecil to have enough attack multipliers to deal with the Tornado Val. So you'd like a decent weapon then.
Right. That's what I was thinking when there's a good argument to be made to just not take Cecil here.
Yeah, that's a valid argument. I'm just personally a big fan.
And
stick.
Yeah, there's the angry stick for Arcane.
Yes, indeed. Works just as well on a Cecil, but at that point you're giving up cover. And Zilch has grabbed Edge out of Dwarf Castle, replaced Rosa. Rosa was the last one in the party, and so still has the most work to do. And you can't get rid of the other white mage anyway. And with that,
soon Wewbear will be showing us who was the man behind the mask that gave us our starting key item.
indeed.
Oh, was it one bag behind the mask, or approximately 10 to 15 monsters and a trench coat?
That's a long time spent watching that hand crawl around, I'm just saying. Float around, however it's moving, I'm not sure. Too fast, I missed it.
And it is a whole bunch of monsters in trench coats, so Baron's got an objective.
Yep, Senator Crocodile appearing. Packages our item from our workbench.
And Wewbear showing us that the Electfishes do in fact absorb electric.
They do, as their name suggests. Perhaps you might try Quake next. Oh wait, no. That's not going to work either.
Why don't they?
They do.
No sense to me either.
They're flying electric fish. Don't ask me why. FF4 things. Zilch, in fact, remembering to exit and not walk out the front door, as one does.
Also, Zilch, please switch those weapons.
Yeah, you cannot back row glitch with the boomerang in the left hand. Another quirk of the game is that you must put the boomerang in the right hand to back row glitch edge. Aaron Lore, bold of you to assume I have electric fish. If I had electric fish that were flying, I would be worried about a lot of things in my life.
Dr. Cossack, I'm going to assume those words make sense to you because they don't make any to me.
Like, the only that has to be Pokemon because Magikarp. That's that's all I've got. But for all I know, it's some sort of Pokemon Digimon crossover mashup. I don't know.
Okay,
Apparently it's Gen 9.
That makes sense.
Okay. Welcome in, everyone, from Free Enterprise. Glad you could join us. We are somewhat underway. We started with a Magma Key. We got Darkness Crystal at Sheila 1, and we've just been running around taking care of things since then.
Yep, this world has been a runner's oyster since about the 10-minute mark.
Yeah. The Magnus objective was where the Baron Key was. We saw the blue robe, and it did turn out to be a gauntlet. And Zot was interesting in that the Earth Crystal is at Rydia's mom, and it's a vanilla demist.
That's great news for our runners. There's no Lunar Val waiting for them.
Indeed.
Although you still will want jump or aim to get through this because Val has perfect magic evade, or just let Kane go full Angie stick on her. That works
Angie
too.
Kane.
Yeah, this Val I know has perfect magic defense while spinning.
Val in her vanilla spot also has perfect defense. There are a fair amount of perfect defense spots. There are fair spots where you're going to need nuke to get through, and there are some spots where you don't even care about the tornado.
The vanilla perfect magic spot is kind of interesting because I don't believe you have any mages for that fight.
You don't, unless you're playing the Japanese version and you've got J items. But yeah, your party for Tella leaves your party shortly before that. You're looking at Kane, Cecil, Rosa, Yang, and Sid. That's a good point, Aaron Lore. This boss does in fact smell fishy.
So we should not use nuke on this gauntlet. That's what I'm hearing.
That's true for more than one reason, yes. Okay, so at this point I would not D-money. I've done enough.
Yeah.
And Wewbear agrees.
You've got sirens available underground. You're not slinging anyone. Giant's not an objective.
Yeah. Key items are coming in fast and furious. We're already at 6 with a check coming up. And Zilch is even one better at 7. Plus,
Right, Zilch
Wewbear
got
hasn't even done ordeals.
Because Zilch has the Rat Tail from Ordeals in the package from Dwarf, or from Warp Glitch.
Yeah, and it just doesn't have the Earth Crystal yet. Dragon Whip? Okay, we already have Dragoon Lance, so... I mean, Rydia's job is to open a car wash.
We are going to get a peek at the basement.
I like it. I do like it. If you walk away now, who knows when you're going to come back. We still have one boss out, and if it's easy, you can, go for that cheeky K summon check.
Yeah, this could be...
It's information. Plague? Ooh.
We had this discussion about Plague and a fast anchor already. Wewbear's gonna give it a go. Wewbear's gonna give it a go down. Yeah, like you're saying, knock someone down now.
Yeah. Rosa, that's not how you knock someone down.
44 is not the answer. Hallam could have virused himself. Get the virus. Get the life potion. Come on. 2, 1. Did that life potion go to the right person?
I think the first one is on forum.
Yeah, I thought so. I was afraid of that.
But the life pot's queued, so it should fire before there. Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Making it close, Wewbear. Keeping it interesting. And now Plague, whenever Plague gets around to taking a turn, we'll see somebody needs numbers, and we'll refresh everybody.
And we should be through now that we've got enough damage on this Plague.
Yeah. Nicely done by Wewbear. Plague with a fast anchor definitely requires you to be a little more on top of your game.
And there we go. That's a Plague in the basement down.
Yep. A little bit of free XP and a case summon check. It's not a play everyone would make, so if you get value out of this, it does feel a little better. Value. Yeah, Wewbear says this is not worth the time to walk it out.
Yeah, Wewbear says, I already have Dragon Slaying gear.
Right? I will avenge your glitch my Dragoon Spear and get the Dragoon properties on a Berserk Dragoon. So, you know, this makes sense from Wewbear's perspective. 3 bosses, Golbez still out there, and we know that there's just a rat tail up here. I'd also be thinking, you know, maybe I'll go grab that Paladin once he's useful. We'll see.
And you are obligated to keep the rat tail you find from up here, because it could lead to, you know, Zod into half a forge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lower battle and half a forge, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, Zilch also making the basement check. So we'll see how that Plague fight goes for him.
It's going to be more interesting on Zilch's side, not having the cane.
Yeah, Angie Kane but filling the queue was very helpful. Definitely. The in-game timer doesn't operate during when a character or a monster is performing an action, so that gives you a little bit of extra time to get things done. But there are other ways of making people angry, as Zilch is demonstrating.
And good news is we have magic for that.
And the good news for Zilch is he has a kamikaze. You don't have to awkwardly target yourself with something that may or may not work.
Okay, we do see the full moon got swapped to the correct hand at some point.
That's
it
good.
does still deal air damage, so Edge is gonna do some work here.
Yeah, Flying Plague was weak to not only the arrows from earlier, but also to that boomerang. Also kind of convenient that Yang was the one to use that kamikaze.
And Plague, or this is nice for Zilch. A few characters went down before the count, so you have a few free resets coming up.
Yeah, and without the massive damage that Wewbear was putting out, you know, that extra time definitely helps. Litvolt 1, Leviathan, nothing.
So where do you think Wewbear is going next? You got
Oh,
you
there are no good answers. Elis Tower? The fact, like, I thought about them. Has Wewbear done Dwarf yet?
Wewbear is not.
Oh, okay, then that makes sense then. 2 bosses, 2 checks, and a character. So yeah, might be Mysidia into I like Cossack Skull. I could see that Mysidia into Eblan trying to pull a holy stick and at least getting the slingshot.
Very
That
good
would
point.
make a lot of sense.
And Zilch coming back underground, having exhausted all the overworld checks that he knows of.
Yeah, missing that. This is really starting to get to the point of dangerous fate on Mist, though. Also, to be fair, Wewbear hasn't checked Waterfall yet, has he? Neither runner has.
Neither of them have.
Very good.
No one's launched the hoverboats, so
Yeah, that is the ideal time. So there could be a laughing Golbez there. But yeah, we're 49 minutes in, and if you fade those 2 spots this long, then you do start to feel bad if you get around to them. It's not a hard required demist. Earth Maggie was at Rydia's mom, and demist is vanilla.
not hard required, but it's
Darn
objective
you.
and a whole lot of power.
Right? And if you fade it, you're committing to both finding Golbez and both pieces of Forge and a tower key to boot. So it doesn't feel good compared to, well, just going in this cave. Yeah, demist in Mist Cave, Aranor.
Yeah, Xenocat, that was the whole lot of power part. Granted, with all these mages, your power could just come from all those sirens.
That's a good point, Scarcer. That package might have Zilch thinking about Mist Village, and then when he's there, he might go, "Oh yeah, I haven't checked this cave. Maybe I should do something about that." You know, one good thing with starting with 10 rune rings is that you can equip a lot of different people with an item that protects against mages that like to punch.
Like exactly these?
Like exactly these in this punchy spot. Now, if only we had a mute knife.
We have an elbow bow. Does that count?
That'll do. Oh, you know what? We can even charm him for fun, because no boss bit here.
It's all that Rydia is charging.
Xenocat pointing out, coffins would indeed be useful here. Just toss a coffin and call it a day. Odin from the center slot, and boom! Nice.
And the pass.
Okay, we'll take it. We haven't seen either Mylon yet, just elements, right?
Correct. We've only seen 1/4 of a Mylon.
Okay, so this could be either one. You'd rather it be friends, because it doesn't punch very often, and that is a very punchy spot.
Depending on the gear I found, I don't hate Mylon Z too much.
Agreed. We did at least start off with a wizard hat and wizard robe. If we've decided to keep those around, that gives undead protection. There are a few other items that pull that off.
I believe the sword rope does too if you find it.
It does. I think hilariously crystal armor does as well, which seems redundant since it's already such physically resistant, but you know, we'll take it.
I think the entire crystal set does.
Probably. Yeah, every once in a while this spot will punch, but mostly it will just toss lightning one. You almost... Go ahead.
Yeah, lit one against the mage party, you're going to see a lot of ones.
Yeah, you are. The magic at this spot isn't too rough. Oh, and Dr. Cossack confirming the crystal set, and also the paladin set from Mysidia. Which I think they also sell you... No, they don't sell wizard there. But it's almost like you're in a spot where you're about to fight a bunch of undead, and so the shops sell things like paladin gear and white arrows. Weird. Now, you don't see it often with the Mylon and Friends fight, but if you make the mistake of taking Mylon out first, the ghasts start attacking. And you really don't want to see that. Their attack power is significantly higher than whatever the spot normally has because of the way the scripting works. It will eat your face really fast.
This spot, you're just going to see quad times.
Yeah. Like, you know, someday, just for science, I need to find Mylon at this spot and have someone show up with either a glass hat or an adamant armor and see who wins. I think the zombies win because they have too many swings and you only get so many dodges. But it'd be a thing.
I think, is it Wizard that gives undead resist?
The wizard gear does give undead resist, yes.
Okay, so wizard hat, adamant armor in the back row. I think you can actually get them to do 1 damage.
Yeah, glass hat, adamant armor, and well, we needed to have Cecil be doing this now so that we can have paladin gloves or crystal gloves. Yeah.
I don't think he's the glass hat.
Yeah. That's somewhat Cossack is suggesting to us. Glass hat, adamant armor, and some sort of undead resistance. So either paladin crystal gloves or paladin or crystal shield. And just see how that goes. Well, we've got a moment waiting for these Mylons to get knocked down. Go ahead, everyone. Give the runners a follow. They've been doing this free enterprise game for a long time. They know their stuff, so check out their channel, the VODs, and the practice they're doing. There'll be a lot to learn. Also, we've got our crew here for the day, Xenocat, handling the restreams. We got Scarcerer lighting up the buttons on the tracking, and I've got a great comms partner over here in Engadave. So take a look around, see what they're doing.
And also a fantastic partner here is Commander Leonhardt.
That's what the soul says.
I imagine if things start getting desperate, they do the Patrick with Social goes wee woo wee woo.
That's when you try and cast Sylph when Radio's wearing a heroin robe. We have our oh my buddy. Zilch gets through the fight. And what's it gonna be?
Hey, what church?
Speaking of things that have undead resistance. Seems more and more likely that Zilch is going to end up on the moon without checking Mist Cave. Like, that package, as Dr. Cossack pointed out, might steer him that way, but that's a gamble. Like, package for the boss? Ooh. I feel like you face check the moon long before you make that play.
I don't hate the keyless tower play here. It is 2 boss
Same.
checks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not only will you get the tower boss check, you also know who's waiting or who's at hook 2.
Yeah. During the cutscene before the fight starts, you'll see that sprite. Yeah, I don't mind the keyless tower play. There are a lot of people that are not fans. They want to make sure that they have their tower key first, but that to me just means if I go here again, maybe my opponent couldn't be bothered.
Scarcer, it's about a 3% chance to hit an adamant armor out of a chest in here. We know it's Mod on Z on the hook route.
And some sort of sparkle that is not plague.
True. As the kept pointing out, Zilch is still on a demist hunt as well.
Yeah, Zilch is looking for 2 different bosses. But I think Zilch is happy enough with his party that, you know, I don't know that Zilch wants to look at the package character to see if it's maybe a foo. Oh, hey, Ogo. You can dodge the waves in this spot because the magic power is so very low.
You know that, and I know that, but Zilch's party doesn't know that.
No, Zilch's party does not know that. Not on this pass, anyway. Wewbear following right behind. So, Wewbear and Zilch making a lot of the same checks, but Wewbear has also found the time to hunt down the Earth Crystal and complete that. So, a definite lead, but also plenty of time to get it turned around, depending on where everything else is lying.
And a lot of this is the power of that Avenger.
Yes, that speeds up so much. Berserk is very powerful in FF4 because of the way the ATB system works. Having your character just jump right in and take their action without waiting in line is huge.
And not needing to manually set the Berserk status.
Yes, that makes it even better. While I'm bluffing a bit, Zilch might be going for Rule 0 of counterattacks here. You cannot counterattack when you have 0 HP.
Very good point.
Welcome on in, Tall Grand and friends. We are about an hour in, and with 2 great runners that are doing about what you'd expect. The biggest difference is that there's a demist hanging out in the vanilla spot at Mist Cave, and Wewbear has found it, and it had the Earth Crystal.
And that Earth Crystal led to an Angry Stick.
Yes, it did. I think we just saw a dodge. Nope, never mind. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, we don't do that around these parts.
Ogo's getting the better of Wewbear's team, though. This is, from the boss, John Burkhead. Nobody checked in on our jalapeno puppy.
I think Wewbear gets through this before Ogopogo can finish Kane off. Because this will take Kane down to 200-ish HP. A little under 200.
Yep. Might survive one more punch. 175.
Has to kill on this swing, I think.
Oh, gets a low roll, and no. Oh, not quite.
And Wewbear did not fade at the top of tower, so that Ogopogo is going to get faded forever.
Yeah, so we're about to find out how important that is.
It's half an objective.
Potentially important. Not quite as important as that Earth Crystal, but this is now one objective that each runner has a line or a potential line on that the other probably isn't going to see anytime soon. So that's going to make things really interesting if that Legend Sword comes up.
Wewbear is going to continue or go back to following some of the rules of Free Enterprise and about to go take on Cave Bahamut.
Check your freebies. Do your objectives. The main argument against doing an objective is I'm not strong enough and I'll bounce off it. But
Exactly.
Wewbear's getting the power now to handle it. There's also the argument of this objective could not possibly lead to another objective, so it can wait.
Right, which was the argument made a lot back in Potion Party, where you would just put off the Fey March for a while because there was no case summon.
Right. So you knew it wasn't leading to war. Oh, but Zilch is making that missed cave check that this is important. He's gonna feel bad. Also, who ordered all the vanilla? I'm here for this. We have vanilla fights on both sides of the screen.
Oh, it's,
Good times.
I might get full on all this vanilla.
Vanilla. So much vanilla. Nom, 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 nom. And Zilch, you gotta fly over to the right side to check this, Zilch, because you have a package.
Yeah, at this point, if you walk in the wrong side to check it, this is a you did it to yourself moment.
Yeah, done played yourself. Somewhere 10 minutes ago, Zilch was swearing. That tingling you felt 10 minutes ago, that was why.
Fortunately, this Bahamut Wewbear is fighting nice and straightforward. Bahamut's kind of have to count down before unleashing the Blarg.
Objective 4 out of 6 for Wewbear. Will it lead to more?
Maybe?
Okay, so... Huh. Yeah, I'm dropping a save. If it's me, I'm dropping a save outside of Cave Value, and I want to go see what that rat tail is. Oh,
Zilch gonna-
vanilla jalapeno pape.
and Zilch petting the puppy.
Yeah.
Gets a fancy dart for his trouble.
Right. Although, you know, once you get to the top of this, you might have a different opinion about that dart.
Wewbear immediately going to turn in the rat tail. Sure.
Oh yeah, like this could be your everything. This is Tower Key or Pan leading to Tower Key, and Golbez is laughing at you in the super cannon room. Then you're done, and you don't need to dive into LST. You just need to figure out levels.
And again, we have sirens waiting for us in the Fey March, so
Right.
that's solved.
Exactly. But yeah, I do like this turn-in. I think Wewbear likes his party enough not to feel the need to
Yeah.
dive into Eblan, but we'll see.
I was in some quick counting. I think the other reason we see this turn in, or I like this turn in, we're at 9 key items.
True.
Unfortunately,
Wewbear
there's no
does-
comedy in Waterfall. We don't even get to see who the Sparkle is.
No, Wewbear doesn't even care who the boss is. And that's fair at this point. At this point, it could be Paledem or D-Lunars. And the moment we find another Sparkle, we'll know. So, meh.
Have we seen Wyvern yet?
No, you're right. It could be Wyvern. Fair.
There was a non-zero chance. I just missed it, which is why I was asking.
No, that's fair. And no joy from the rat tail turn in, just an elixir, so resetting back to the lunar surface. If we need the hovercraft, we'll have to launch it again. Yang on vanilla is a Hobbs. Let me try that again. Yang on Hobbs is vanilla.
That was better the first time.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see Wewbear take the White Sphere Altar first to maybe spike a 10th key item before going to the delicious XP pool that is next door.
That would make a lot of sense. K-Moon is not as likely to hit as K-Main, but, you know, some chance is better than none.
And to the surprise of absolutely no one, Zilch immediately grabs the Holy Man.
Says, hey, I have an Excalibur. I know what to do with this. Quick back row glitch from Excalibur, or from Dwarfax. How does the back row glitch work anyway? Want to explain that?
Sure. So, because Final Fantasy IV is a perfectly coded video game with nothing but features, when you equip something that gives the character the back row bit, like the back row flag, like, you know, a bow and arrow, a dwarf axe, a whip, the flag never gets turned off if you take the weapon off. So you put the weapon on, take it off, or take an action with it if you're in battle, and you now deal full damage from the back row forever.
Yep. Perfectly explained. Thank you. Zilch going for the outscript here. Oh, just a little early. There's a window between the second swing and the second kick where Karate says, if I'm hit by Cecil, I will surrender.
I believe that as soon as the kick is cued, the script is turned on.
I believe that you are exactly right.
Although, for simplicity's sake, I usually just hold on Cecil's turn until I see the kick start to fire.
Same. Like, the only time I've ever found that window is with an Angie Cecil, who's just plugging away. Hit Water Hag 3 times, away it goes. Now, do we get that key item you were hoping for our trouble?
We do.
Oh,
And
and
we get
it's
an objective.
Not just any old 10th key item, but the tower key. That gives Wewbear eyes on a 4th objective. Or a 5th, actually. Wewbear's already completed Cave Bahamut. Now, we know that Wewbear has no chance of finding Forge unless he turns around and does runs the tower.
Not gonna matter.
Yeah, and you know what? We could just be done here. That's also an option. Okay. So I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that's your 6th objective. The bad news is that your hope of getting 200,000 XP on your entire party of this fight is not realistic.
And back-to-back objectives like that is exactly what Zilch did not want to have happen.
No, Zilch needed some time to get caught up. And
Zilch needed Golbez to be at like Giant 2.
sure, that will work, yeah. Especially since Zilch has the adamant. Zilch wants Golbez well out of the way and to be able to come across a legend sword.
Although this Golbez,
Yeah, you don't want to take Golbez for granted. You really don't. But Wewbear knows what to do here. Status priority is a thing too, isn't it?
yeah, it is. Would you care to explain this one?
Sure. So, a lot of times having a status already on you will stop other statuses from taking effect. And there is a hierarchy within the code. The hold status that comes in from hold gas is very low priority. It goes below both size and piggy. So if you show up to face Golbez when you already have these statuses in place, you don't have to worry about hold gas. Poison works too. So if you're surprised by Golbez and your first actor happens to be a black mage, a quick venom cast might get the job done too.
And the big benefit of doing that here, you no longer have to rely on a 50-50 of getting Golbez to target the right character.
Yeah. Whoever, after the retreat comes in, somebody will usually... Wait, no. I said usually get a turn in before the spells start flying.
Well, it fortunately doesn't matter here. Wewbear still won the 50-50.
And Rosa actually had enough hit points to survive the virus. So we're good. Fiery Blizzard pointing out that, though, sometimes when you cast the venom at a slow spot like package, then you can see a lot of damage by poison.
Although on the bright side, if it's there, you just let the script play out, don't bother, because that Golbez is so slow.
Right. And I don't know what the spell power is in that spot, because honestly, I've seen very few things live long enough to cast a spell.
And it's only got 400 HP, so you can just bop the Golbez once and he goes away after the script is done.
And muscle memory is indeed a thing. Fiery Blizzard.
Fiery,
How many times? The first couple of times you run a flag set with Witchburn on, how many times have you put a Star Veil up only to bounce back Lit 2 or some nonsense?
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Exactly Witchburn.
Great minds and all that. Yeah, there's been a lot of vanilla, Darkwood. Been a lot of vanilla. Demist, Bahamut, Yang.
So...
Golden
don't last forever.
No, they don't. They last, I want to say, 20 ticks. Funny thing about not being RA1, you don't get an action every... Oh, 50 ticks. Thank you, Xenocat.
But we're
but you don't
fast anchored.
But you don't get... The faster your anchor is, the more ticks go by before you get another action. And while this is true for everyone, it's a problem for your walls because they don't care. They just go those number of ticks. So if you're at RA5 instead of RA1, that's a big difference on how many actions are going to take place before that wall comes down. Now, are you going to be tempted by that rat tail, Zilch?
Also, very well done on Wewbear, getting the jump off on Kane to avoid Shadow entirely.
Yeah, keeps one more person alive.
Also, we get to make pigs flying jokes.
Yes, we do. Zilch is not taking the rat tail bait. from our perspective, we know that that's exactly what he needed to do. So this is not over yet. Wewbear has a lead, but this could still be closed.
Yeah, because Golbez has thoughts about this.
Right? And then there's still Z to consider. Like, you know, if you want a fight you could never take for granted, that's a Z. Rattail gives an elixir, Duke Darkwood. Wewbear save scummed that check.
Looks like Zilch is going to go check it.
Oh, yep, okay, just setting up the save at the same spot that Wewbear did. Okay, so yeah, gonna check this, find out it's an elixir. The other problem with Golbez in this spot is that while this isn't no elements, it's still the highest hit point spot on the moon. Having the hit points of both D-Lunars combined.
42,000 here.
Yeah.
And we see the walls are starting to wear off on Wewbear's side again. As Rosa...
Here we go.
No. There's piece of... That lit 3 did bad things to Rosa.
Kane's still crying. Oh, Rydia's wall is still up.
Now I'm jumping in with a fire 3. That's going to do some work.
Oh yeah, Golbez is weak to fire. Because Cecil is running around with a fire sword at this point in the game.
We gotta be close.
I was about to say, if we end up doing this again, I'm counting damage.
Getting some friendly targeting here, not having Rosa immediately get imploded by a spell, and there's the Y.
That's it. Scarcer, you're probably right about that. Just in case you're running around with that legend sword still. What are you up to now? You're gonna do a little grinding before going back top to the moon? Okay.
We're at 10 key items. It's a good time to grind.
Yeah. Get it done just in case the LSC is rude. Spoiler, it's a bit rude. But Wewbear is through. Just needs to head down to Earth and take care of the super cannon room.
And then probably get those mages up to their ultimate spells.
Yeah. If you had Excal Cecil, like, Zilch isn't going to need to do that for a Z fight between Cecil and Edge, but with Wewbear's party, I will definitely want that extra boost.
What I'm wondering is, how far is Zilch going to go with these sirens? I don't think we're taking all 17 out of the inventory.
No, agreed. And you figure your first stop's going to be the ribbon room under the circumstances anyway. So you've got that in your mind.
You'll find, yeah, I would expect Zilch to go ribbon room white sphere.
Yep. Orb. Nice. You know,
lasers actually going to drop 2 people if it goes off.
It will, actually. It's noticing the same thing. There it is. But that's all it's going to do. 5 for Remedy. go from a spot that has the hit points of 2 D-Lunars combined to a spot that has the hit points of 3 Dark Imps split up amongst 3 targets. Yeah.
Not every boss fight can be spicy Golbez level.
Thank goodness. we really don't want to deal with that.
With the destruction of the Super Cannon Room, Wewbear is going to be the first runner to have the crystal. And let's see how much of a grind Wewbear decides to take before going after Zeromus.
Yeah, I think you called it earlier. You grind up to nukes, maybe even to white.
You're going to pass white on the way to nuke, so it's all good.
Fair enough. So yeah, that'll take care of that. I think if you want pure reflect strats, I think nuke white is for me a minimum. Anything else is pushing it.
And Fire Eagles are pointing out because Rydia is the reason why you're going to pass white on the way to nuke.
Because Rydia. Yeah. Need 2 less levels for nuke on Rydia, but so much more XP to get those levels.
Yeah, like 100,000 more?
It's something ridiculous. Bonus! A pig can still wield a Dragoon Spear.
All I'm looking at is a full breakfast right now. We got pigs, we got eggs.
And tiny little people to eat their breakfast, of course.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Our Lord, they're the mascots on our cereal.
Oh, there we go. Right, Fiery Blizzard? Like, this is the one time you could excuse being surprised by an egg, when the egg is, like, 20 times your size. The trauma of the back attack. Ugh.
It's a very stealthy egg.
Apparently. Zilch is done with his grind, headed on up to the moon.
Ooh, Scala in chat giving us some lessons, probably about sprite work.
A 14th inning stretch. Color palettes for the pig, mini, and frog sprites are generated from the main sprite's color palette. Different index colors go on different status effects. Okay. Kinda like how the palette for the crawling hand in the dwarf castle scene depends on the boss you just beat.
Right, because it uses the same color palette right, so that's why you get Ghost Hand, because Demon's palette.
Yep.
Same thing with when or when you get the piggies from Sino Earned on
Right.
Power of Zot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pineapple Pig or Ghost Pig, Void Pig, all the fun pigs. Darkwood Porum was dead because, well,
Because
Porum was dead.
Golbez.
Well, no, Porum was dead because Porum was dead for Zilch before Sorry Net Grind and just didn't bother reviving her.
Makes sense. But we're heading up to Z.
Oh
There
yeah,
are
there's that-
flags in chat,
oh yeah, those are things that we were missing for the past 4 weeks.
right? Because we actually get Z fights now.
Right, so it's a whole lot of Z sprites in the pool. Most or almost all are made by our resident artist and admin Scala Kitty. So since we can't randomize Rose's location, we randomize his appearance. And those Z flags represent a very important question we need to ask soon. So would you here to do the honors, Commander?
I would. What we would like to know at this point: whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? It's close enough tonight for me.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, it's tradition anyway. If someone wants to say tonight at 11 a.m., yeah, you do you. Whatever.
And my favorite side question, will it haunt my nightmares?
Only if it's moon mist. Well, not only,
No,
but
that's
definitely
the one.
if it's moon mist.
J-Lo is on that list too.
Oh my goodness.
Monica,
Um,
if you know, you know. I think it's more of a will this one haunt your nightmares?
in fact, I don't, but I've heard people comment, so. So, why are we likely to see just a bunch of bounced spells in this fight?
Because Z gets angry when you throw spells directly at it.
True. But.
So,
Mhm.
also, we don't want to trigger the other counter script Z has that refills his HP because the SNES has trouble going over 16 bits of stats. And we want to have Zeromus with 100,000 HP.
And so he gets a refill after going through about 40,000 HP.
I think the exact
But-
threshold is 45, but
Somewhere around there. So, once we get to that point, if Zeromus takes damage directly, it triggers the refill of hit points and the changing of his battle script. But such scripts don't trigger off of reflected attacks. So we can just ignore all of that nonsense. But this is also why Wewbear wanted to get to the point where these mages were casting the high-level spells. Commented about 2 nukes and a white being about what I would consider the minimum acceptable damage you're dealing out. White's a bit slower, so I would not want a nuke and 2 whites. And I definitely wanted to be just using level 3 elementals. You take too long to get through this and you start eating up a bunch of big bangs, then, well, bad things happen. The amount of time it takes to get all of these spells queued up and cast means that A, you're lowering your battle speed anyway, but B, you really don't want to spend a long time recovering from big bangs, trying to get your walls set back up and getting spells bounced. It's very time consuming. You want this over like a little after the first Big Bang. Like, this needs to end soon, or this is going to be a bit problematic for Wewbear.
Oh, we've lost our wall, which we all lost anyway. We've lost...
Alright, wall's back. You just start reviving a couple of people for some last-second spells, and you just hope it's enough. And you really don't want to see Meteo coming down. But then again, that's the joy of Reflect Springs. You're never going to see Meteo coming down.
Fortunately, that nuke does it.
Yep, it was enough. It was close enough. Wewbear takes down Zeromus right as Zilch knocks off Golbez for his 5th objective. GG's to Wewbear. Bringing it in. And we will see if Wewbear is able to join us for an interview.
No.
And I believe we are joined by Wewbear.
Wewbear
said no.
Twisted my arm, I'm here.
All right, then. Then who are you if not Wewbear?
I'm Bear Woo.
Okay, GG's Bear Woo.
Thank you. How's everyone?
Doing good. How do you feel?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Tough matchup, so I've been playing Zilch for years now, so I need 3-0. So yeah, I was worried about this one.
Right, you're both old hands at this. You knew what to expect from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, about that beginning, have a magma key. Was that not enough choices for you? Have a darkness at Sheila 1.
I hate it. I didn't like it, but I mean, I found the sirens in the coffin, so I felt like I played it pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that.
I gotta ask you, you checked the vanilla demist, find Earth Crystal behind it. What were your thoughts on that little chain?
That's kind of annoying because like I already did Twin Harp and it would have routed nicely if I did it earlier, but I was heading down the Baron to do Baron, and I was like, okay, let me stop at the cave because it's on the way. So I was like, all right, let me go backwards now, and at that point too, I still had on my mind possibly doing like 20 to 30 sirens, so I was like, okay, let me loot treasury, get some money, but that never came into play, so I didn't really have to worry about that. That's the only reason I looted treasury anyways, was I was thinking maybe money, maybe sirens. But yeah, that would have been much nicer to find at minute 2. Is everyone still here? I got quiet.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. Sorry.
It's okay.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm just happy it didn't turn into a D-Machine kind of seed, because
No.
so I was like, okay, there's going to be a Tellus somewhere probably, and then luckily there wasn't, so it was nice.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier when you started to rack up some mages. You said, Attila and Baron, I could be convinced, because like you, I'm not a fan of D-Machine on this flag set, so you really got to twist my arm. For me, that Attila came too late.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when I got Darkness at, I don't know what it was, like minute 8 or something like that, and I was thinking, yeah, Tella's going to be in Baron in, of course, but yeah, it didn't happen, so no worries.
Yeah. Baron in or up on the moon, either or.
And turns out, if you turned in that pan that you got from Golbez, you would have found half a forge.
Oh. Where was the other half? I stepped away during
That Ogopogo
The Ogopogo you bounced.
Oh, yeah, figures.
Yeah, that had half a forge. And Zilch made it through that, but Zilch also faded Mistcave a lot longer than you. I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to him, but those were the major differences. Other than that, nice and clean, doing a lot of the same things at the same time.
That makes sense. Yeah, the early game kind of routed very linearly for the most part. To be efficient anyways, I guess.
Which is a commentary. I mean, I agree with you in that a lot of the plays made sense, and you both did a lot of the same things at the same time with little divergences here and there, other than the obvious Zot that only one of you could do. But I think that's a testament to how long you all have been playing this and how much you've developed your own styles and figured out what works well. Because, again, you had a Magma Key in Darkness earlier. Like, if there's anything that screams non-linear, it's that. But you knew what you wanted to do despite having all of those options in play.
Well, like Moon is cool, but you can't really not do the Sphere Zero checks because they're just so easy. Especially when I had a few levels already on like Yang and Form. It's like you kind of have to do those. And then, yeah, there was an argument to be made for like 30 sirens once you had all those mages and going Moon, which I considered, but I was like, let me just blow up the planet because I'm pretty strong. I should have left earlier. I shouldn't have done Levy spot and top of tower, but I didn't want to leave anything on the table, I guess. Yeah, I should have left. I shouldn't have done those. That was my only regret. That's when I started getting worried. I'm like, okay, this might be a loss because I wasted a bit of time here.
I mean, in hindsight, sure, but, you know, at the time, for all you know, that's where your tower key was. And can you imagine the tower keys in Feymarch and you just go up to the moon and left it behind the whole time? You know?
Yep.
It's the thing.
Instead, I go to the moon, do Bahamut objective, go down, do White Spear tower key, do Ribbon Room, Golbez.
Right.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Knocked it straight out. And it wasn't the worst Feymarch in the world either, so.
No. The my line is a little slow just because of the lightning one counters, but it wasn't hard.
Right, you're not afraid of losing.
Yeah, I'm happy to get this one out of the way because, like I said, it was
Right.
a worry, and I haven't played too many of these. I've been kind of playing other games, honestly. I've been bad, but
No, yeah, you don't want to burn out, and, you know, we might be week 5 of the tournament, but we're week 1 of this flag set. So, yeah, we're all kind of trying to shift over from Potion Party to this, and it's a very different thing.
oh, very, very different compared to the other tournaments where like some of the flags are just kind of harder versions of like the first part of the tournament. This one's just completely different.
Right, which has been really interesting. I like that. I am impressed that the admin team found time to playtest 2 different flag sets and get them both finely tuned for that that tournament experience, as it were.
Agreed. I missed Potion Party already though.
You know, funny, I like this one better, but
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
yeah, I do. The reason I like it better is because I hate shopping.
That's fair. Yeah.
Potion Party is not. S Wild is not your flag if you don't like to shop.
I don't like shopping. As you saw, like I checked like 2 shops in this, but like when there's Artemis bows and stuff in the shops, it makes it feel a little bit better.
Right. You can't not shop. You have to keep looking.
Oh, you have.
That's what would often get me.
Mm.
But, you know, with the thing that is the wonderful thing about this randomizer for all of you that are watching. There's a lot of different things you can do with the flag sets to create a lot of different experiences. So if you're new to this and this is how you're discovering it, keep watching during the tournament, during club season, and, you know, mix up some things yourself and see how it works.
Off season, we have about 587 different clubs, so there's a lot you can do with the flags. They're a lot of fun.
And every club season they multiply.
They do. Why do the clubs keep increasing?
Just too many people out there with really neat ideas.
Pretty much. It's an amazing
Terrible
community. Right. Well, Zilch is about to get into his Z fight. So, do you have any other questions, Enga Dave? Anything you wanted to say, Wewbear? I'm good.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Like, thank you everyone for doing the talkies and the button pushes and the tracking and all that, or the restream, sorry. And yeah, hopefully it was a fun race to watch.
It definitely was. Thank you for giving us a good race to talk about.
No worries. All right, I'll hop out of here. Goodbye.
All right, take care. That was the winner of this match, Wewbear. That ties things up at 1-1 for this team with the right.
Yeah, it'll depend on the outcome of JMac versus Maggie the Cat that happened earlier off stream.
Yeah. We will make no comments. You can go look for that yourself.
Maybe I won't comment because I actually don't know what happened.
Well, you know, now that you've kind of let out my little secret there. Yeah, it's because I don't know.
That's the simplest way to avoid spoiler people is just don't know the information.
It's true. Self-protection. But yeah, for those... Yeah, so for everyone, I'm going to take a little bit of time during this Z fight, which is probably going to be straight up hybrid strats, and kind of explain how the tournament's working for anyone that isn't familiar. This is, as far as I know, the first time a team tournament's been done in Free Enterprise history. Participants got split up into 4 teams, and there were some, wanted to make sure there wasn't a team that consisted solely of, say, Wewbear, Zilch, and 2 of the other ace names. So there was some work done to make sure that the teams were relatively balanced. And each team picks 3 of their players each week to play, and whatever team gets at least 2 of the wins gets the win for that week. We will have 8 weeks of normal matches where teams facing off against each other, and then the top 4 teams will face off in the playoffs for weeks 9 and 10. The first place team will play the 4th place team, the second will play the 3rd, and then the winners will face off in week 10.
And we were discussing some of this before the race, and one of the best things about this format is you won't run into the scenario where someone who's brand new to the community runs straight into a previous tournament champion, and that's not fun for anyone.
Right. Yeah. Without getting too much into that nitty-gritty, there's been a good job by the admin team figuring out a way to keep the teams balanced and to make sure that people are facing off always against someone that they've got a fighting chance against. But with that, we're seeing hybrid strats here. You accept the refill because having Zerkers constantly jumping into the queue to deal damage is nice, especially if things start to go a little sideways. Like, we saw that moment where Wewbear almost had to go into recovery mode. If that last bounced nuke hadn't gotten the job done, that could have been really bad. If you've got a Berserk character still dealing damage when you're in recovery, it's very nice to not have to do anything to maintain that.
I'm not sure if we're actually doing hybrid. This does look like it might be straight.
You know what? You might be
reflect.
right. It is that nuke white that I call for a minimum that most people do. And yet, you're right. A bounce nuke ends it. Good eyes. GG's to Zilch. Overcame a little bit of an unfortunate fate, but knocked out the seed and found the other way through. Well done. We'll see if Zilch is going to join us. And there is Zilch. GG.
Thanks.
So I'll start with the same thing with you that I asked Wewbear. You start with a magma key. You check your freebie of Stila 1 in short order, as one does, and you have a darkness crystal.
Yep, that's what happened. If I had different characters, I may have been tempted to go straight moon. I mean, I was tempted to go straight moon, but yeah, I don't know. I guess with the characters we had, I figured I would just stick on the Earth until I got characters that I wanted to just take to the moon and stay there for a while. Eventually it became, I'm like 8, 9 key items. I may as well just grind and then go. Naturally, the Earth did not have 10 key items on its own, but almost. So that was kind of annoying, but is what it is.
I'm gonna give the same question I did the first one. What were you feeling how were you feeling when you found the vanilla D-Mist hanging out?
It didn't really bother me much because at that point I was just trying to finish off the Earth, and it's I don't know. Like I was still multiple objectives away from go mode. At that point, it was more of a if Wewbear went moon early, he's probably won type of thing, or he'll probably win, just because Earth didn't have enough stuff on it. I guess I was kind of hoping Earth Crystal led to another key item so I can get my 10 key items before going to the moon, but I think it had the Avenger. So I guess it had a Cecil and an Avenger, now that I think about it, which is probably a lot of power. And probably made it, or I guess Wewbear's fight's a lot quicker if he got that early, which I believe he did from whatever I could catch at the end of his interview.
Yeah, Wewbear did get that earlier, but because Wewbear A hadn't done ordeals at the time, and also B didn't pull Excal from the Flame Dog chest, he actually declined the Cecil and was running around with Kane and a bunch of mages the whole time. It was a bit of a different look, but Kane with an Angry Six still gets it done.
Yeah, an Avenger character, regardless of who it is, yeah. Even though, I don't know, Wewbear not taking a Cecil.
Right.
His MO. I feel like that's a disqualification right there. I can get the win for that.
Smurf account.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes. Very sus. Very sus. Any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Uh-huh. Next. But yeah. I think having the Avenger early could... I mean, I had a lot of power on my team, but Avenger could definitely make a big difference, just getting through a lot of fastest. Fights very fast.
Well, this does make you all tied at 1-1, so depending on how that last match is going, this could still turn out to be a win for the team. But how do the next 3 weeks look for you all?
I can't remember who we're playing. I'm going to be out next week, so didn't pay too much attention to it until I get back. But, been having fun with the team tournament, and hopefully the team can keep winning. Yeah, I don't know. It's been fun.
Rusty Spoons plays Unforced Errors next week.
Okay.
So best of luck to everyone involved in that.
Yep.
Yes, the last thing I wanted to say before I let Engadave and you have whatever else is that I've been watching you a long time, Zilch. I mean, when I first got started in this, I remember you spent a lot of time in chat and watching my community races, and did a lot to teach me about this game and how it worked way back in the post-football gauntlet days. So, pleasure to see you. Ago. Yeah, it was a long time ago, but it was a big help. Appreciate you taking that time then, and it's great to see you still doing this and running in the tournaments.
Yeah, happy to have helped, and always fun to play even after you get all rusty. It's like, all right, play a little more. As long as you enjoy it, and it's still fun. So it just the 2-hour chunks of time the games take make it hard to do it long term, but yeah. It's always fun to come back for the tournaments. It's like, all right, I'll make the time work out somehow, just to the tournament spirit or tournament environment is always extra fun, and now it's even with a team, so even more. But yeah, I appreciate those words, and also thank you and Dave for commentary. Xenocat, thanks for the restream, and I don't see who was tracking at Scarcer.
Yes, Scarcer.
But if I said that right, great. If not, sorry, but thanks for tracking. Much appreciated.
Any last question? Go ahead.
Okay, and thank you for letting yourself for signing the restream. This is we can't put on a show without you.
Yeah, always fun to play Wewbear as well. So you win some, you lose some. But I don't know. I'm still a little confused about him not taking Cecil. So again, probably wasn't actually Wewbear I played. But, whatever.
Well, Wewbear came in here and told us it was bear woos, so
Might be
Wewbear
onto
is,
something.
yeah, maybe Wewbear's evil twin.
It checks out. Definitely
Excellent.
wasn't me, though.
Wewbear might be the evil one.
But again, thanks. Appreciate all the restreaming and all that put on.
Thank you as well. And that is going to do it for the last restream of week 5. 3 more weeks of Eblan Elixir coming your way before the playoffs. So if you liked what you saw, stay tuned here. Follow the channel, follow Free Enterprise, the main channel, for plenty more Eblan Elixir League. And we're not done with Free Enterprise today, are we?
Nope. We are going to be heading over to Zeke, who is practicing some Moonveil mixer flags. Make sure not to spoil the results of this race when you head over there.
Yeah, this is Zeke Highwind. You're going to have a good time. Enjoy.